So you grew up here. So I guess you've been married twice?
Yeah.
How's this going?
Current marriage, been married since 1992. It's wonderful. That ending that first relationship, that first marriage was a blessing.
Sometimes it's like that, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I remember one time I was doing a Christian radio show, and they were like, "Well, Doc, the problem is, see, we got all this divorce going on," and I was like, "No," I said, "Actually, I thank God for divorce." They were like, "Thank God for divorce." I said, "Yeah, if it wasn't for divorce, I wouldn't have the blessings that I have now with my current wife and the kids that we had." So, divorce is not the problem. The problem is bad mate selection.
Ooh, explain.
So, we've spent a lot of time and energy picking out these mates, and no, on other things, but we don't spend the time and energy on picking out our mates. Just something about him, girl. I don't know, just something about him. He got a little thug in him. Things like that, or a certain je ne sais quoi, what have you. And we spend more time picking out our homes, the cars we're going to buy, our investments. And we depend on our mate selection, just a whim or chemistry.
Yeah.
Or he's getting paid, or girl is fine. And we make really bad mistakes, really bad mate selection. And what is more important than the spouse or the person that you're going to choose to be with for the long term, or somebody that you're going to have a kid with? That's very important. We can't leave it to things like little whims and chemistry and these types of and emotional whims. And that's ridiculous.
That's what's happening right now in this generation. They have to feel it.
Right. But think about feelings. They go up and down and they change.
You think it's sometimes based off of kind of like your chemistry or maybe your hormones?
Oh, yeah. It was for me when I was starting to, even way back then. Not just now. People don't think. We have to think about these things because it's very important. I like to say in the old days, human beings could just eat from the trees. Oh, they have taste buds. That's sweet. That tastes good. And we didn't have to think. We just ate whatever's there. But now we've created this culture with hyper-sweetened things, artificial foods. We don't have that luxury. Oh, that looks good. If we do that now, what do? We gain weight, we get obese, and all these things, and we get sick.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing today. In the old days, Jack and Jill grew up in the same environment, same mores, same values. And when they grew up and got attracted to each other, they came together and were like, marriage is this way. No, it's not. Men do this. No, they don't. Women do this. No, they don't. Parents this way. No, they don't. And without this, that is what goes on today. But in the past, when they grew up, they came together and like, marriage is this way. Of course it is. Parenting's this way. Of course it is. Husbands do this. Of course it is. But today we have that conflict. So now when Jalen and Jalisa grow up, they get attracted to each other. They come together and it's like, it's this way. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Parenting is this way. And so we got all this clashing going on. So now the gap of incompatibility is like this big.
Wow.
In the old days, it could be about like that. But now it can be anywhere from here to way out here of incompatibility. And so nobody ever taught us how to bridge that gap.
Wow.
And so that's what I do as a marriage counselor. I teach people how to bridge that gap through better communication, cooperation, compromise. These are the things I teach people how to bridge that gap. Now, if I'm talking to single people, I tell them, hey, set up for success. Don't just go by, you don't have the luxury to just say, oh, that looks good, that feels good. Now you got to think through this thing. You got to read the labels. You got to do some research. You got to really look into that person. Is this person a good fit for me? And so that's why I wrote my book, The Harmonious Way. Find love and true marriage by playing your true note. And so, and because we have to really think about these things to make a smart match. And so if we do that, then you can have a marriage like I have for 30 years now. I use the same method from my wife, really thinking through it versus just going with chemistry.
Let's talk about a little bit of that gap you were speaking of.
Yes.
What sort of things within this culture can you see could cause that gap?
People valuing things like materialism. I think about when I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, the love songs were like, girl, you're so wonderful, you're this, you're that, you're my everything, you're this, you're that.
I feel like you used to listen to the bars, did you?
Yeah. What made you think that?
DeBarge is from Ohio and Detroit.
I'm one of those light-skinned Negroes.
Or no,
DeBarge looking
Switch. You could
Negroes.
also listen to Switch, too.
The same
Yeah,
thing. They're
yeah,
the same family. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. I think we got a family member in Switch, but my family, we
wow.
listen to that, too.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So but those romantic songs, you know, I need you. People who need people are the luckiest people. Feel so good to be needed by somebody. Somebody needs you back. You don't hear a lot of those lyrics today.
You know what you hear?
What do you hear
Pop
now?
that.
Yeah. Now
Drop that.
Yeah.
Let me see that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's 180 degrees antithetical the other way.
Mm-hmm.
And so all these things that going on in the culture are not really conducive for the messages aren't really conducive for the joining of two people, because now it's not about how great you are anymore. Now it's about how great I am. It's about, I'm the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Self-aggrandizement.
Mm-hmm.
I'm this, hypermaterialism, hypersexuality, my paper long, I got this, that, can nobody drop it like me? All these things, and these things are not conducive for marriage.
Wow.
These messages are not conducive for marriage. So that's what I see going on in today's culture.
Is it safe to say that if you enter in a marriage, you really have to have the spirit of giving, or servitude?
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah, so that definitely does not lend itself to this
right, because everything's about me now. Me, myself, and I. Gonna be my own best friend. Don't you want to be me? INDEPND. She's independent. Just everything. It's just all me. Don't worry about anybody else. And so we wonder why people are having a hard time molding together.
Hey guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, and comment. You never know when I might be in the comments. And also, thank you guys for continuing to watch.